I'm Jillian for Patch.com and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we'll be making a vanilla chocolate chunk cake with vanilla buttercream frosting. So let's start off with the cake. So we have 2½ cups of all-purpose flour, and to that I'm going to add more dry ingredients. So I'm going to add 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. And I'm just going to whisk these ingredients together until they're blended. That's all. And I'm going to set this mixture aside. So we'll start with our wet ingredients. First, we're going to add 2 eggs. So I'll crack the eggs. Alright, there we go. And to the eggs we're going to add 1½ cups of sugar. We'll also be adding 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla. 1, 2, and that's going to make it taste really, really good. And we'll also be adding my secret ingredient, which really makes the cake really moist. It's 1 package of instant vanilla pudding mix. So put that right in. And we're just going to blend all of these ingredients together using a whisk until all of the ingredients are mixed and smooth. So as you can see, the lumps are gone in the mixture, and it's time to add the dry ingredients, and I'll do that in 3 parts. So we'll add 1/3 of this into the egg mixture and whisk. And I've preheated the oven to 350 degrees, and this batter, all in all, should make a 2-layer cake. I've mixed the batter, and it was a little bit dry, and I think that was due to the instant pudding mix, because we did add some extra dry ingredient in there. So to compensate for that, I've added about 1/2 cup of milk to the batter, and it now is the consistency I would like it to be at, which is a very thick, liquidy consistency. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the melted butter, and this is just 1 stick of melted butter. So we'll add that. And you don't want the melted butter to be hot, because that would really ruin the consistency of the batter. You just want it to be liquidy and not solid, but not hot. Alright. So the butter is mixed in. And as you can see, it is a thicker batter, so be prepared for that. And you could also, instead of mixing it with a whisk, you could always use a hand mixer. That might be easier. But I like to give myself a nice arm workout, so this is fine for me. Alright, so it's time to fold in the chocolate chunks. And we're not going to whisk the chunks in, we're going to fold them in to make sure we're carefully, not breaking any of the chocolate, because we do want it to be chunky so that it doesn't melt into the batter and become a chocolate batter. So we're just folding until it is fully incorporated, and it looks like it is at this point. So now I'm going to come over, and I've greased and floured 2 8-inch cake pans. And if you notice, I've also put parchment paper on the bottom of the pans because we are adding chocolate chunks, and chocolate tends to dry out and it's in the oven and it's not good. You don't want the chocolate to be burnt and stick to the bottom of the pan. So that's why I used the parchment paper. So we're going to fill each cake pan evenly with the batter. And we're just going to make sure that it looks nice and smooth. I've spread the cake batter evenly between the two cake pans, and I'm ready to place it in the oven. The oven is has been preheated to 350 degrees, and we'll let these bake for 40 to 45 minutes, or until you stick a toothpick in it and the toothpick comes out clean. The cake's baking in the oven, and while it's doing that, I'm going to be making the frosting. So we have 2 sticks of softened butter right here, and to the butter I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of good vanilla. And then I'm going to cream the butter and the vanilla using a mixer. Alright, that looks good. So now that the butter is creamed, we're going to be adding 2 tablespoons of half and half and 3 cups of powdered sugar. And we're going to be adding them both in batches so that we don't overwhelm the butter. So we'll add them in 4 separate batches each. So let's add about 1/4 of the powdered sugar and some of the half and half. And we'll go ahead and mix that, and we'll repeat until the powdered sugar and the half and half is gone and the frosting is light and fluffy. The cake is ready to take out of the oven, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we'll take these out of the pans and put them onto cooling racks and let them cool for at least an hour. And then I'll go ahead and frost the cake, and then we'll get to my favorite part, which is tasting it. The cake's finished and there's nothing left to do but taste it. I love the vanilla flavor, but all the chocolate inside just makes it so much better. Absolutely delicious. I need a cup of milk. Thanks for watching.